Stop. If you are over 60 and you have been out in the summer sun this year, I need you to hear this before you step outside again. And you will not regret it. Because what I am about to show you might be the reason your skin has looked more tired, more dull, and honestly more aged this summer than it did last winter. And almost nobody ever explains why. Look at this. Same woman. One summer of doing these 7 things wrong and one summer of doing them right. One version of her has skin that looks dry, spotted, crepey, and years older than she actually is. The other has skin that looks fresh, bright, rested, and genuinely younger. Same woman, same age, completely different skin. That is not a filter. That is not an expensive procedure. That is not some miracle cream. That is knowing what summer actually does to mature skin and doing 7 simple things about it. I have been a skincare and beauty specialist for over 30 years. 30 years of working with the skin of women over 60, and in all that time, the thing I hear more than anything else is some version of the same sentence. My skin used to bounce back. What happened to it? I look so tired even when I feel fine. I do not recognize my own reflection in the summer light anymore. And what I am about to share with you today is the exact thing that changed everything for my client Eleanor, who was absolutely convinced her skin was simply giving up on her, until the day I showed her the 7 mistakes she was making every single summer without even knowing it. Here is what is actually happening, and I want you to really sit with this for a second. Your skin is not simply aging faster than it should. It is being exposed, dried out, and damaged by summer in ways that mature skin over 60 is far more vulnerable to than it was even 10 years ago. And most of that damage is completely preventable once you know what to look for. I see these same 7 mistakes in almost every single woman over 60 I work with, whether she is 62 or 78. Today, I am counting them down for you, from number 7 all the way to the number 1 mistake, the one that does more damage than the other 6 combined. Stay with me for that last one, because if you skip it, you will be right back here next summer wondering why your skin looks a decade older no matter what expensive creams you buy. Now let us get into it. And before we get into number 7, do something for me right now before you get distracted. Subscribe to this channel because I am building out a whole series on looking and feeling your best after 60, and this summer skincare video is only one piece of it. If this helps you even a little, the next ones will help you even more. Number 7, stop washing your face and body with hot water in the summer. I know, it feels clean, it feels good, especially in the shower. But hot water is one of the quietest, most overlooked agers of mature skin, and in the summer, it does double the damage. Here is why. As we get older, our skin produces less of the natural oil that keeps it soft, plump, and protected. That oil is your skin's built-in moisture barrier, and after 60, you have far less of it than you used to. When you wash with hot water, you strip away what little of that protective oil you have left. The skin is left drier, tighter, and more prone to that thin, crepey, papery look that ages the face and the hands so dramatically. In the summer, your skin is already losing more moisture to the heat and the sun. So when you add hot water on top of that, you are pulling moisture out from both directions at once. The fix is genuinely simple. Wash your face and body with lukewarm water, never hot. Think of the temperature of a warm summer afternoon, not a steaming bath. And when you step out, do not rub your skin dry with a rough towel. Pat it gently, leaving it just slightly damp, and then seal that moisture in, which brings us perfectly to the next one, because number 6 is what you do in those exact 60 seconds after you wash. Number 6, never skip moisturizer and never wait to put it on. So many women over 60 tell me they skip moisturizer in the summer because their skin feels less dry or because it feels too heavy in the heat. This is one of the most damaging summer myths there is. Here is what is actually happening. Just because your skin feels less tight in the humidity does not mean it is hydrated. Summer heat, air conditioning, sun, and chlorine or salt water all pull moisture out of mature skin constantly. And after 60, your skin simply cannot hold on to water the way it used to. The skin barrier is thinner and water escapes right through it. If you skip moisturizer, you leave that thin barrier completely unprotected, and every fine line and every bit of crepiness becomes more visible almost immediately. But here is the part almost nobody knows. The timing matters as much as the moisturizer itself. You must apply your moisturizer within about 60 seconds of washing while your skin is still slightly damp. Damp skin traps the moisture and locks the hydration in. Dry skin has nothing to hold. So the rule is pat almost dry, then moisturize immediately while there is still a little dampness left. In the summer, reach for a lighter formula if a heavy cream feels like too much, but never ever skip it. Your skin needs it most in exactly the season you are tempted to abandon it. Number 5. Stop skipping sunscreen and stop thinking you only need it at the beach. This is the big one, and I could honestly make an entire video about only this. Here is the number that should stop you in your tracks. Up to 80% of the visible aging on your face comes from the sun, not from age itself. From the sun, 80%. The lines, the spots, the loss of firmness, the leathery texture, the dullness. Most of it is cumulative sun damage that built up over decades, and it is still building every single day you go without protection. And here is what so many women over 60 get wrong. They think sunscreen is only for the beach or the pool. But the truth is, the sun reaches your skin when you are driving, when you are gardening, when you are running errands, even when you are sitting near a sunny window. Those ultraviolet rays pass right through glass. So the damage is not just happening on the big sunny days. It is happening in tiny doses every single ordinary day, and those tiny doses add up to a decade of aging over time. The fix is to wear a broad-spectrum sunscreen of at least SPF 30 every single day, rain or shine, summer or winter. Put it on every morning as the very last step of your skincare before your makeup. And if you are going to be outside for any length of time, reapply it every 2 hours. For mature skin over 60, I especially love a mineral sunscreen, the kind with zinc oxide, because it sits gently on more delicate, sensitive skin and creates a physical shield that reflects the rays away. Make this one single change, wear sunscreen every day, and you will do more to keep your skin looking young than any cream, serum, or treatment you could ever buy. We are halfway through now, and the next one is the one almost every woman over 60 forgets completely, even the ones who take beautiful care of their faces. Number 4. Stop treating your neck, chest, and hands like they do not age. Here is something I have said in my chair 1,000 times. Your face can look 60 while your neck and hands look 80, and it happens because of exactly this mistake. Women spend all their care, all their good products, all their sunscreen on their face, and completely forget the 3 areas that give away age faster than anything else: the neck, the chest, that delicate area of skin below the collarbone, and the backs of the hands. These 3 areas have thinner, more delicate skin than the face, and they get an enormous amount of sun exposure, especially in the summer in short sleeves and open necklines. Yet they get almost none of the care. The result is a face that looks rested and cared for, sitting above a neck that is crepey and spotted, and hands that look far older than the woman they belong to. And nothing gives away age faster than that mismatch. The fix is beautifully simple. Whatever you do for your face, extend it down. When you apply your moisturizer, keep going down the neck and across the chest, always using upward strokes on the neck to work with the skin rather than dragging it down. When you apply your sunscreen, do not stop at the jaw. Take it all the way down the neck, across the chest, and over the backs of both hands. Keep a small hand cream with sunscreen in your bag and reapply it after you wash your hands. Those hands are in the sun every time you drive, and they show it. Treat these 3 areas like the extension of your face that they truly are, and the whole picture looks years younger and beautifully consistent. Now, we are getting to the ones that really surprise people. Number 3 is a mistake that seems completely harmless, and it is quietly carving lines into your face every sunny day. Number 3, never go out in the summer sun without sunglasses. This one seems like it is only about comfort, but it is doing something serious to your skin. And here is the mechanism. When you step out into bright summer sun without sunglasses, you squint. You cannot help it. And every time you squint, you fold the delicate skin around your eyes, at the corners, across the brow, between the eyebrows. Do that a few times, and the skin bounces right back. But do it thousands of times, summer after summer, and those folds become permanent. They become the crow's feet at the corners of the eyes, the deep lines between the brows, the creases that make the whole face look tense and older. The skin around the eyes is the thinnest, most delicate skin on your entire face, which means it is the first place to show lines and the least able to recover from repeated folding. On top of that, the sun itself damages that thin skin directly and can even harm your eyes over time. A good pair of sunglasses solves all of it at once. The fix is to wear sunglasses every single time you are out in bright light, and choose a larger frame that actually covers and shades the whole delicate eye area, not a tiny frame that leaves the corners exposed. You are not just protecting your eyes, you are preventing years of lines from ever forming. It is the easiest anti-aging tool there is, and it is genuinely enjoyable to use. We will come back to how the right frame also makes you look instantly younger. But first, number 2. Number 2, stop over-scrubbing and over-exfoliating your skin. This is the one that breaks my heart a little because the women doing it are trying so hard to take care of their skin. They hear that exfoliating gives you a fresh glow, so they scrub with harsh products, rough cloths, and grainy exfoliants several times a week, thinking more must be better. And for mature skin over 60, more is genuinely worse. Here is why. Younger skin can take a lot of exfoliation because it renews itself quickly, but after 60, your skin barrier is thinner, more fragile, and slower to repair. When you scrub it too hard or too often, you strip away the protective barrier entirely. The skin becomes red, irritated, dry, and sensitive. And here is the cruel part. Irritated, over-exfoliated skin actually looks older, not younger. It looks raw and thin and inflamed, exactly the opposite of the fresh glow you were hoping for. In the summer, this is even riskier because freshly scrubbed skin is far more vulnerable to sun damage. The fix is gentleness. Put away the harsh scrubs and the rough washcloths completely. If you want to exfoliate, do it gently and only once or twice a week at the most, using a soft, mild product rather than anything grainy or abrasive. Your mature skin does not need to be scrubbed into looking young. It needs to be protected and nourished into looking healthy. Be gentle with it the way you would be gentle with something delicate and precious, because that is exactly what it is. And now we are at number 1. The mistake I promised you at the very beginning, the one that does more damage than the other 6 combined, and the one that ties this entire list together. And here's what makes it so powerful. It is not a single product or a single step. It is a way of thinking about the summer sun itself. Number 1, stop chasing the sun and start seeking the shade and covering up. Here is the truth that took me years to fully understand, and that I now teach every single woman in my chair. You cannot out-cream the sun. You cannot buy a serum expensive enough to reverse what hours of direct summer sun do to mature skin. The single most powerful thing you can do for your skin over 60 is simply to spend less time in direct sun during the strongest hours and to physically cover the skin when you are out in it. Here is why this matters more than everything else. Every single one of the other 6 mistakes is about managing and minimizing sun and moisture damage, but this one is about preventing it at the source. The sun's rays are strongest between about 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. That is when the damage is most intense, and that is exactly when so many of us are out running errands, gardening, and sitting by the pool. If you simply shift your outdoor time to earlier morning or later afternoon, seek the shade when the sun is at its peak, and cover up when you are out in it, you prevent the vast majority of the damage before it ever happens. And covering up does not mean hiding. This is where it becomes genuinely fun and where you actually look younger and more elegant, not less. A wide-brimmed hat is the single most powerful anti-aging accessory you can own. It shades your face, your neck, and your chest all at once, and it looks absolutely beautiful and put together doing it. A light, gauzy, long-sleeved cover-up in a breathable fabric like linen keeps the sun off your arms while keeping you cool and looking effortlessly stylish. Add those big, beautiful sunglasses we talked about, and you have an outfit that is both completely sun-safe and genuinely elegant. You are not covering up because you have something to hide. You are covering up because you are wise enough to protect the beautiful skin you have, and that wisdom looks wonderful on a woman. Now, here is the part almost nobody explains properly, and once you understand it, everything else on this list makes so much more sense. The reason summer ages mature skin so dramatically is not any single one of these mistakes. It is that they all compound each other. Hot water strips your oil. Skipping moisturizer leaves the barrier unprotected. Skipping sunscreen lets the sun break down your collagen. Forgetting your neck and hands ages them a decade past your face. Squinting without sunglasses carves in lines. Over-scrubbing tears down the barrier further. And chasing the midday sun pours fuel on all of it at once. Every one of these 7 mistakes makes the others worse. Which is exactly why fixing just 1 or 2 of them is often not enough to see a real change. But here is the part that should give you genuine hope. When you fix all 7 together, the change is remarkable. And it does not require expensive procedures, injections, or a single thing you cannot do at home starting tomorrow morning. Let me tell you about Eleanor, because her story is honestly one of the reasons I still love doing this work after 30 years. She came to me at the end of last summer, and she was genuinely disheartened. She had spent decades as a gardener, out in the midday sun almost every single day, and she believed her skin was simply beyond help. Her hands looked far older than her face. Her chest was deeply lined and spotted, and she was convinced that this was just what happened, and that it was too late to do anything about it. I taught her these exact 7 rules, one at a time. We switched her to lukewarm water and immediate moisturizing. We got a daily mineral sunscreen onto her face, neck, chest, and hands every single morning. We got her a wide-brimmed gardening hat and a pair of proper sunglasses. She started gardening in the early morning and the evening instead of at high noon, and we stopped the harsh scrubbing she'd been doing for years, believing it helped. She came back to see me about 2 months later. Her skin was calmer, brighter, more even, and genuinely more hydrated. The deep dryness on her hands had softened. Her chest looked smoother. Nothing dramatic or surgical had happened. She had simply stopped damaging her skin every day and started protecting it instead. She told me, and I still think about this, that a friend had asked her if she had finally taken a proper vacation because she looked so rested. She had not been anywhere. She had simply started caring for her skin the way it actually needed. That is the real power of following this list. All 7 habits working together rather than picking just one and stopping there. But I do need to be completely honest with you about one thing. These habits only work if you stay consistent. You cannot wear sunscreen once and expect it to protect you forever. You cannot moisturize one morning and undo years of dryness. These are daily habits, and your skin has been treated a certain way for a very long time. Give it a little patience and time, because the results are absolutely worth the small adjustment. And one last thing gently, because it matters. Everything I shared today is about everyday care and prevention, the things I have taught women in my chair for 3 decades. But if you ever notice a mole, a spot, or any change in your skin that worries you, please see a doctor. Your health always comes first. Before I let you go, I want to give you a few small bonus tips that make everything you just learned work even better, because these are the little details that separate skin that looks nice from skin that looks genuinely radiant. The first is water from the inside. All the moisturizer in the world works better on skin that is hydrated from within. In the summer heat, Mature skin dehydrates faster, and dehydrated skin shows every line more sharply. Keep a glass of water nearby and sip through the day. It is the simplest, cheapest thing you can do, and it shows on your face within days. The second is your lips, which almost everyone forgets. The skin on your lips is extremely thin and has no natural sun protection at all, and lips lose their fullness and definition with age. A lip balm with sunscreen protects them from the summer sun and keeps them soft and smooth. It is a tiny step that makes a real difference in how youthful the whole mouth area looks. The third is a gentle antioxidant in the morning. A simple vitamin C serum, applied under your sunscreen, helps defend the skin against the daily damage the sun and the environment cause. It is not complicated, and it does not need to be expensive. A few drops in the morning, then your moisturizer, then your sunscreen, and you have given your skin a real layer of protection for the whole day. And the fourth, the one I care about most, is to be kind to yourself in the mirror. Mature skin is not a problem to be fixed. It is skin that has lived a whole life, laughed 1,000 times, spent years in the sun making memories. Caring for it now is not about erasing those years. It is about protecting and honoring the skin you have so it stays healthy and comfortable and glowing for all the years still ahead. If your skin already feels a little more cared for just from hearing these 7 fixes explained, imagine what it is going to look like once you actually live them over the next few weeks. Come back and tell me how it goes. I mean that sincerely, and let me know in the comments which number surprised you the most. You are not fading. You are not past your most beautiful chapter. You are simply ready for a new one. And it can start with something as small as a wide-brimmed hat and a little more shade tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for watching all the way through, and I will see you in the next one.